Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Group 15's UCC 101 discussion on critical thinking elements of reasoning. Now, we reviewed the article, Do You Have to Go to College to Be Successful? The answer yes and no. Now, my group members and I will be discussing this further. Let me introduce them this evening. We have Brian Morgan, we have Siobhan Peart, Miss Alicia Richards, Miss Christina Green, and I am your host, Andrian Miller. Now, Ms. Peart, let me start with you. Having reviewed the article, what are your thoughts on it?
I believe that it is not necessary to have a bachelor's degree. Once you have a love for a skill or talent and you have the motivation and the push, then the sky is the limit. There are many successful persons without bachelor's degree and they have made it big, such as Bill Gates, LeBron James, and others.
All right, thank you, Ms. Peart. Christina? Your thoughts?
So, in my opinion, you don't have to go to college to be successful in life. There are so many people who are successful now through small businesses, companies, and skills, and they don't went to college. Steve Harvey would be a great example. He was determined, hungry for success, and look at him now. In my opinion, the plan isn't to work hard, but to work smart and live smart.
Interesting. Thank you, Ms. Green. Brian, your thoughts?
No, I don't believe you need to go to college to be successful. Many of the world billionaires are college dropouts. For example, Steve Jobs. Many persons are successful without college. Startup jobs in technology are more interested in the experience than a job itself. Consulting, marketing, design, or freelance programming are some of the jobs you can get without a degree. Military experience also pays a lot and comes with a lot of benefits. In conclusion, I don't believe you need a college degree to be successful.
All right, great, thank you. And Alicia, your thoughts?
So I believe that it is possible to be successful without going to college, although having a degree is important as it is required for majority of the fields in our career paths. There are a lot of entrepreneurs and billionaires that we consider successful that didn't go to college.
All right, thank you all for your responses. And I must say for myself, having read the article, the conclusion I formed is that yes, and also no. I mean, I'm not taking sides. All right. The next question is, how important is education? Siobhan, answer that question for me.
You don't have to be educated to be successful, but education is important in today's working world. I believe that education sets you on an academical advancement pathway, and it also sets you on a good position on the job market.
Interesting. Alicia, how important is education?
Education is very important because it helps to meet the job qualifications that are required for whichever career you choose.
All right. So, Siobhan, just a follow-up question to you. How successful you think I would be navigating the world without education?
I believe that once you have a skill that you're good at, or if you have a talent, once you have a drive for it, and once you have a very high level of experience in that field, then you have a good chance at being successful.
So in essence, the only thing I may need to do is to be able to read and write.
Not necessarily, but as I said, once you have a good skill or talent, Can bring you a far way in success, but education is also important.
All right, great, thank you. Brian and Christina, the question I want to ask you, give me your views on the state of education in Jamaica. I'll start with Brian first.
I believe the state of education in Jamaica is bad. Reason why even you spend years going to school and even after leaving school, a lot of persons don't or can't get jobs, even if they have a degree, which leads to the brain drain that we're suffering from now, with over 500 nurses leaving since the year started, and the several hundreds of teachers per year.
All right, thank you. Christina?
I think some students don't have the opportunity to get an education because of poverty. Sometimes things are happening within the home why some students withdraw from school, and that could affect them emotionally and mentally. Guidance counselors and teachers plays a big part in students' academic life.
Okay, interesting. I must say though, for me personally, I think there is a lot of intervention to be done, especially at the prep and primary level. I mean, I've heard of teachers stating that because of being out of school for close to 2 years, a lot of the children regressed when it comes to reading. They may be able to do math, but in terms of their reading capabilities, they were found lacking. So I'm really hoping that, you know, a lot can be done to fix all of those issues. Moving on. So thank you so much for your feedback. So the final question I want to pose to all of you, it is, give the reason why you decided to pursue your degree of choice at UCC. I will start with Alicia.
I decided to pursue a degree in tourism and hospitality management because it's always been a field that I admire, seeing that I am good with interacting with people, and because it offers a great job opportunity for me, seeing that I'll be working internationally to impact on the development of the country's economic system.
Oh, wonderful. Christina?
Why I chose the degree in marketing, it's because it's something that draws my interest and I find it very exciting and creative. I've always been a creative person, and I think marketing would expand on my knowledge, imagination, and creativity and skills.
Wonderful. Siobhan?
I believe that I have good communication skills, and this is an ideal job for me. I am actually pursuing a bachelor's degree in business administration. I believe that customers are the backbone of any industry. Therefore, feedback between personnel and customers is very important, and the lack of feedback between both customers and personnel, it would be a total failure of that organization.
Great. Brian?
I am currently studying computer science. I chose to do computer science because of my passion for the subject from I was young, and especially with the world turning towards technology, computer science, I believe, is one of the best jobs, the best careers to study, and computer scientists are needed in the world currently, especially with the pandemic and shortage.
Okay, great. As for me, I decided to do my bachelor's in biz ad with an accounting major, as a way of making myself more marketable, and of course to cement myself in my job, because at the time I was an administrator, and as administrator in the organization, we had to deal with the accounts of the parish. So I felt at the time that, you know, that would be a perfect degree for me. I did say this was a final question, but I'm going to ask one more. Because it seems all of you are saying that you don't necessarily have to go to college to be successful. And I realized that you guys mentioned a few people who never went to college, but they are huge successful people as it stands. So the question I want to ask is, discussing everything so far, right? So everything that we have discussed so far. Should we close colleges then? Siobhan,
No.
I'll start with you first. So Siobhan, and then I'll go to Christina.
No, I believe that education is very important. We live in a very volatile society where our children are exposed to crime and violence, and I believe that education is an escape for persons living in volatile communities.
Right.
I believe that it provides them with an opportunity to move forward out of a situation that they're actually living in.
All right, thank you, Siobhan. Brian?
No, I wouldn't say the colleges should be closed, even though you don't need education to be successful. I believe it's easier to be successful if you have a college degree.
Okay, Christina?
I don't think college should be closed because, you know, it is important. And I recently was job hunting, and certain job positions I see you will need a bachelor's degree for it. So I do think college is good, but you yourself have to know if it's worth it.
All right, Alicia?
No, I don't think that the colleges should be closed, even though having an education is important, but it is not, we don't have to close.
All right, so thank you all for your participation. So my understanding from everything that you said is you don't necessarily have to go to college to be successful, but it is a necessary evil then, for want of a better word or phrase. All right, so thank you once again. I'm going to share a video as we close, probably about 30 seconds of that video of one of our local artists, Bounty Killer, talking about book.
This one is very classic, dedicated to all schoolers who are taking big scholarship. All you who don't like school, just dismiss. None of mercy, the angel ruler said they must respect this. Dedicated to the whole nation. Me sing, book, book, book. On every pressure who no book. You illiterate and foolish, you might on a cook. And you not gonna get no work, and your teeth like a puss. Send me granny with a purse, I eat you off the joke. If I see them, I hold your red and big tonight, you puke, me look and say, book, book, book. On every pressure who no book. If you not have no education, people treat you like a book. Turn you in a handy man, dog, food you off the cook. Them no want no candy man, no Barbican, or no brook. So big up all the youths a KC, Woolmers and Meadowbrook. Me look and me sing and say, you now go to school, go on the bench and no chair. School lads just wait.
All right, so there you have it. That was Group 15's presentation looking at elements of reasoning. Have a good evening.